Oakland A's owner John Fisher, is he like Radio Shack? We've got questions. Does he have answers?
You are Locked On A's, your daily Oakland A's podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yeah. I know. The hat's dirty. Can I just tell you, it's like a gamer. So, if you have a certain hat that you like to wear and it's your old standby, you wear it, okay? Get off my jock. It's filthy. I know. Sorry. Welcome to another episode of Locked On A's. Good to have you here. My name is Wayne Coy, wearer of dirty hats and host of a morning show in the Bay Area for years and years. I'm from Oakland/San Leandro, living in Las Vegas right now. I want to thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen every single day. We know you've got options when you fly, and thankfully you're flying with us, so appreciate that. Remember, we are available anywhere you can get your podcast, free, of course, and YouTube if you're watching us rather than just listening to us. Hello and welcome. Yeah, we're right there on the tube. And good to be there, too. Locked On Podcast Network, of course, your team every day. And today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app and then stand back because all the fun is going to start. You're going to create an account, and then you're going to use the code Locked On for $20 off on your first purchase. Okay, coming up later in the episode, mano y mano, me and John Fisher. Well, not yet. But I hope so, and I got questions. We'll see if he wants to answer them. And you do too, funnily enough. We'll get to all of that. But right now, the Oakland 68s and Last Dive Bar getting together for not their first rodeo. No, they've done this before. It's called FanFest, and it's a celebration of all things sports in Oakland. That, of course, would include the Roots, the Soul, the Ballers, and at least for one more year, at least, the Oakland A's. And wouldn't you know it, a whole bunch of celebs are deciding to show up with zero help from the team, by the way. Players like Billy North and Trevor May and Grant Balfour will all be there. Chris Davis, that's right, Crush will be on hand too. One person who was asked to be there really, really wanted to, but just can't.
Hello, A's fans. It's Jerry Blevins here. You probably don't recognize me, A, because I'm 40. And this is what that looks like. It might be because of my Raleigh fingers that I'm trying to portray. But I can't be there, unfortunately. Thank you to the Last Dive Bar for trying to get me out there, but we had some conflicts. I want to be there because you guys deserve the best FanFest. You guys means the world to me. You mean the world to everybody that I've talked to as a former A's player. You guys hold a special piece in all of our hearts, especially mine. My favorite season in my entire career is that 2012 run, that magical run. We go from being picked to finish last to winning the AL West on the last day of the season. And I think if we didn't have to go to Detroit for those first couple of games, I truly think that we end up winning the World Series. There's a lot of what-if scenarios, but what a magical season that was. A lot of it's because you made it such a home field advantage. The support that you put on. I don't think there's, the Coliseum allowed for some unique things. The way that, especially in the bullpen where you guys are right behind us, I know intimate details. I remember talking to everybody on a regular basis. I knew when you were gone. I'm like, hey, where's, Ashley? Why isn't she here? It's just one of those things that I never found in any other ballpark that I went to. There was just something so unique. Some of it was the Coliseum. A lot of it was you guys. You guys are special. There's something about the East Bay that truly is special. So I wanted to send my love and support. Thank you for making the young Jerry Blevins all these memories that you provided for me. Thank you for being so supportive. I truly love you guys. I wish I could be there. I'm not. But if Josh Reddick's there, I'm sure he's going to try to take claim for moving like Bernie, the Bernie lean, all that. It was me. I brought it to spring training. You can ask Coco Crisp. He's still going to try. Don't listen to Reddit. It's me. That's the one good thing I can provide you. But again, thank you so much, guys. You are the best. I'm still holding out hope that the A's stay in Oakland, as I'm sure you guys are. You deserve better than what you're getting treated, but you treated me better than I deserve. So thank you very much. Wearing the green and gold was an honor of a lifetime. I appreciate you guys. I will always hold the East Bay. No matter where the A's play, I will always hold the East Bay dear to my heart because you guys are special. Love you. From Jerry Blevins in Ohio out to you guys in the East Bay. Thank you, and let's go A's.
Kind of, how he feels.
Hello, A's fans.
Being, asked to be at FanFest by Last Dive Bar. Very cool. It's a drag that he can't make it, but you know who will make it? The Ballers.
The ownership has done everything it can to cause division between the team and the fan base.
Just go up and move to Vegas and blame the city of Oakland for all of their problems. It's just lies.
It kind of just feels like a slap in the face.
People are tired, the fans are tired of being battered and bruised.
Oakland is a city that has been counted out since the beginning. We talk about the social relevance, how Oakland represents and always shows up.
Oakland, it's about culture, it's about hip-hop, it's about resistance. Oakland has so much beautiful history of folks coming together to fight back. The reality is, folks don't know about the spirit of the town.
Everyone counts Oakland out, but Oakland is resilient. They think that they own baseball. They think that they own green and gold. But we were green and gold before they ever came here.
The Oakland fan base is electric. They have the drums, the signs, the flags, just the best group of people.
And them taking that away from Oakland, it made me say, nah, we gotta have baseball still in our city.
The next chapter for Oakland baseball is going to be a team that's going to care about restoring the legacy of what baseball can mean in the East Bay.
It's the town, baby. Oakland Ballers.
You coming, baby?
Oakland Ballers.
Okay.
Oakland is ready for a new baseball team. Oakland needs a new baseball team.
We're gonna have baseball here. We're not gonna let anyone else dictate of what we can and can't have here in Oakland.
So what they trying to steal from us, we still have back. Baseball in Oakland, baby. 2024, the battle of the Bay, the real battle, the battle of Oakland. If they want to leave, hey, it's the end of an era. But anytime something ends, something begins.
Low together, high forever. Long as we go together, we'll die, we'll never be a light. Couldn't let the darkness try you ever. Truth in my word, you I lie to never.
All right. There you go. The Ballers will be in the house for FanFest February 24th. You want to make sure you show up. It'll be at 252 2nd Street in Oakland, not too far from where I used to work, by the way. All record service. We were right there on 2nd, actually. Be good to be in the old hood again. All the details that you need are available. Just hop online. You can go to lastdivebar.com or oakland68s.org. FanFest/FanFest. And you can get all the details there and check out the Ballers and all the A's players that are showing up to just let everybody know that, yeah, Oakland does support its sports teams, contrary to rumor. Okay, coming up in just a second, we got John Fisher on the hot seat. Well, not yet, but certainly would love to have the opportunity to ask him some questions. We'll get into that in just a minute. But right now, you know that I'm in Vegas now. It's not a secret. Yep, I'm here. Lots of folks are on their way here, by the way, just a couple of weeks away. It's the big game. And the question is, if you were here and you got $100 for free, what would you do with it? Would you go over and get married at the Elvis Chapel? Would you put it all on red? Would you buy maybe the biggest buffet ever known to man? Whatever it is, maybe, just maybe, you'd like to check out Game Time and go see an event like the big game. Game Time is, of course, fast and easy. You can buy tickets for all events, no matter how small or how big. You get it? So right now, all users get $100 off when they buy a big game ticket and they use the code Vegas100. Vegas100, VEGAS 100. That's the code. Use it. $100 off if you're buying a ticket for the big game. And if you're not, don't worry about that, because you can also get, just use the code Locked On and you can get $20 off of your purchase, no matter what it is you're buying. Killer last minute deals. I've told you the story how we were on our way to go see the Raiders play the Chiefs. And between me and my buddy Tommy, neither one of us had tickets. So it's literally less than an hour till kickoff. We jump on the Game Time app, bangity, bangity, bang, get to actually see the seats that we're about to purchase. And we did, got a great price. It wasn't like an exorbitant price either. It was a decent, in fact, I'd say very good price. Take advantage of the code. You can be just like me. Get on into the game. Zone deals. And it's not just sports. It's comedy. It's theater. It's entertainment of all kinds. And it's available to you. Game Time. Download it today. And again, don't forget, you can take advantage of that $20 off offer. Just $20 off your first purchase or $100 off a big game ticket. Vegas, VEGAS 100. With Game Time, lowest price guaranteed, with last minute tickets for you too. All of that waiting for you at Game Time. Hey, Mick Akers was somebody that we talked about and at length. And a couple of people asked me today, why are you so hard on him? And if you don't know, Mick writes for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I did answer one of those people that was curious to know where I was coming from, actually on YouTube. So if you read that, that's the long answer. But the short answer is, if you're not like me, I'm an editorialist, okay? I'm a broadcaster / podcaster with opinions, and I'm not afraid to share them, and you probably know that by now. I've been doing it for a couple of decades, all right? That's what I do. What Mick Akers does is be on the payroll for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Last I checked, they are a legitimate newspaper, a daily, in a pretty decent-sized market. His job is to cover all things sports, and he specifically does do that with the Raiders and with the A's. And with the A's, it seems like, well, it doesn't just seem like, it is. It's very hard to get anything that isn't in the best of light ever reported on by the newspaper. That doesn't mean you don't report the good things, but when something isn't going so well, like John Fisher's appearance the other day at the Chamber of Commerce, everybody who was there, I was in the room. We all walked away going, wow, you would have expected a big response. It didn't happen. It just did not happen. He did a Q&A afterwards and did okay there, I guess, answering some questions, but no reporting on the tepid response from the room. And if you're going to be fair, you got to do that. If you're going to talk about the good things, then you have to also talk about the things that are not so good. That's really been my whole point. With Mick, never met the man. If I did, I'd look him in his eyeballs and say, dude, you're a journalist. I'm not. Be fair. Do your job. It's why you went to school. It's why you got a degree. That's all I would say. Well, since Mick won't ask John Fisher the hardball questions that do need to be answered, I would like you to allow me to do that. Now, I've got about 100 that I want to ask, but I'm going to whittle it down in the interest of time, halfway through the episode already, right? So we'll save some time. I'll just do 5, okay? These are questions that I sincerely would like to ask John Fisher. Number 1, why are you continuing to gaslight the Oakland A's fan base regarding why you're doing this, and not explaining at all why, or taking the credit / blame for the lack of money that is spent on fielding a competitive team, and the continual purging of the roster as soon as good players become deserving of a payday that matches their contributions? Why is that? It would seem to me that if you put into the product, you would get back. And I think history's proven that. But take a look around next time you're at an A's game. Good luck finding anybody wearing a jersey with somebody who is actually on the team's name on the back. It's hard to do. Number 2, Mr. Fisher, how can you say with a straight face that you've done everything possible to make it work in Oakland. You just said that as recently as this last week at the Chamber of Commerce event. You literally walked away from mediated negotiations with the city of Oakland that everybody who is, privy to the information that would really know says that you were, by all observation, as close as you'd ever been to putting a deal together. In fact, I've heard the number $40 million. Don't know if that's true. Maybe you can address that. But why would you do that? How can you say that you've done everything to stay in Oakland when the people that were wanting to effort with you were sitting right there and you walked away from them? My next question, why have you coupled the obviously inferior on-field product with year-to-year ticket sales prices that continue to go up? In fact, last year they were among the highest in MLB. Well, is that fair, Mr. Fisher? Is that justified based on what you're putting on the field? Or does it lead to reduced attendance and help you with your narrative? So you can say, you see, there's nobody here. The place is empty. My next question, why did you refuse to take on local investors in Oakland? Every time it was brought up, it was, no, we got this. This was your deal. Remember, your baby. But then you come to Las Vegas and it's not even a year down the road and you're already asking for local investors to get involved, saying, well, the Golden State Warriors have like 25 owners, which might be true. In fact, it is true. But up until this point, it's been all about you maintaining complete control, being the sole owner. And that was your answer in Oakland. And now you're answering differently in Las Vegas. What's the reason for that, really? Next question. Fifth, by the way, so I'm done. It's clear, and you just said it yourself, that nothing that you say is going to make a longtime A's fan like or support you. You said that on stage. But instead of continuing to lie to them, why won't you instead just sell the baseball team to new owners who agree to keep the team, not just a team, but a multi-generational heirloom, right where it's been for what will now be 56 seasons? You can just walk away from it. You could make a huge, huge return on your investment, even with the taxation in California. I'm aware of that versus Nevada. Regardless, you could make a butt ton, I'll use that word, of money back on your investment. And by the way, you still own half the ground where the stadium is, right? You could ensure that your legacy would at least include you doing the right thing for everybody in the East Bay area community, for the franchise, for the organization, Mr. Fisher, and maybe most importantly, for the game of baseball, for the long run, when it mattered the most, which is right now. Why won't you do that? And will you actually answer these 5 questions, Mr. Fisher? Again, I've got more, if you got time for more, but those 5 specifically, I want you to know that I am available at your beck and call. I'll cancel whatever it is I'm doing. If you say, okay, Wayne Coy, okay, Locked On A's guy, I'm tired of you coming at me and I don't have the ability to speak back. Yes, you do. It's called dialogue. And I would love to use this platform to give you the opportunity to answer those questions that I asked, maybe some more. I can guarantee the fans have more, and we'll get to those in just a minute. But Mr. Fisher, would you sit down with me? Seems like you're not bothered anymore by the cameras or the microphones. So I'd like to sit across from you, look at you face to face, and ask you those questions and have you look into a camera or at me and answer the questions. Just give us answers. Just give us clarity. Just give us the truth. That's what I'd like. And it doesn't have to be sit down if you can't do it. I get it. We got technology now, you know? We can do a Zoom call. We can do a Teams call. We can do an old-fashioned phone call if you want. It's up to you. I just want to know if you'll be big enough to do it. I'm putting out the request. What do you say? I'll be waiting. Hey, Locked On A's family, what about you? What would you ask John Fisher if you could? I want to know. And so I went up on our X Twitter page today and I posed a question. Some of those classic replies that we got are coming up next. But right now, the NFL playoffs, yeah, you can say it. Say it with me. Playoffs? Yeah, the playoffs. They are just about done. And we're getting ready for the big game. But it is not too late. I'm telling you, right now, you can get involved with FanDuel. And FanDuel is so much fun. It's easy to download. $150 in bonus bets for a $5 bet. What are you talking about? Yeah, you can really have some fun there. You got, of course, the prop bets, especially this time of year. Those are so much fun. You've got the live same game parlays. You've got the Explore tab where you can get in there and kind of invent your own bet. Yeah, it's all waiting for you. The Parlay Hub, everything that makes FanDuel what it is. You can get involved. Don't forget, a $5 bet could equal $150 in bonus bets for you. Download the FanDuel app today. Visit them at FanDuel.com/lockedon and make your first bet a touchdown. With FanDuel, they are the official partner, of course, of the National Football League. Oh, don't forget, Locked On is launched. It's the first ever 365 24/7 streaming sports network. It's called Locked On Sports Today. I know, we stayed up all night coming up with that. Anyway, it's here for you anytime you need it, covering all the big stories around the nation. People like me reporting on stories where they are. That's what makes it so cool. So check it out, Locked On Sports Today. It's on YouTube. And make sure you subscribe. It's the first ever National Sports 24/7 streaming channel. Locked On Sports Today. I'm going to send you over there as soon as we get done. How about that? All right. I went to A's Twitterverse, or whatever X is calling it. I posted a picture of John Fisher, the guy who we've been pretty focused on this whole entire episode. And I posted the picture with the following. Okay, you get to ask this guy one question, face to face. What are you asking him? And the responses have been hot and heavy and sometimes kind of funny. Here's a sampling of those. You ready? Andrew, at Acuna Andrew. How much liquid cash could you spare this second? From David Locke at DLock09. That name is really familiar for some reason. I can't figure out why. David says, are you coming to Utah? Well, the billboards say that Utah wants the A's. That's the scuttlebutt, right? That they're making the push to at least get them for 2025, 6, and 7. Maybe longer. I have to see. Good to hear from you, David. Thanks for the gig. Juan Avila. Avila JJ881. How does it feel to have a very punchable face? Scott Braun, at Scott Braun. Shout out. Foul territory, baby. Hi, Daddy Money. The entire baseball world is wondering why a rich AF human would strive to create such dishonor and shame to your name/family's legacy. Why does that tickle your fancy for a few extra bucks that you don't need versus selling out your team? Great question. And again, shout out to Scott. I love him and I love Foul Territory. It's my guilty pleasure. Love the show. And love to have you on Locked On A's, Scott. So come on here. We'll have some fun. AC at Roti_Eater says, why are you willing to give up $40 to $50 million in TV rights per year from 25 to 27 when the gap to bridge in Oakland was less than that amount? That's a great question. Kind of similar to the one that I told you I'd ask him if I got the chance. But yeah, why? Brent D. Foster, how TF do you sleep at night? To quote John Lennon, how do you sleep? Sean Wick at NorCal Crow. I mean, are we alone? Because probably, you got any last words? Christian Griffith, hey, none of that here. Christian Griffith at Christian Griffith. How about $750 million in cash and $100 million per year for the next 5 years? You give us the franchise and a stake in the Coliseum. Do we have a deal? And we'll wrap up with this one here. Jeffrey Bond at Bond, B-O-N-N, not Bond. Bond, Jeffrey Bond. It's B-O-N-N _ Jeffrey spelled like the English do. I can't write what I really want to write because I would be banned. Let's just say he'd have a choice between the Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge. Okay. Fantasy. Maybe it could be reality, though, right? Love those. Thank you. And there's a bunch more, so we'll share some more for you next episode, I promise. And I want you to be thinking about this as your homework, okay? If you are indeed an A's fan, and let's say this thing actually happens, and the A's move, where's your head? Where are you? Are you still like ride or die, no matter what? You're a fan of the laundry? You're an A's fan, no matter what? Or is it bye-bye, baby, baby, goodbye? Are you done, son? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. I really want to know where you're at. The other thing I think that's interesting to point out before we go is just the amount of people from Las Vegas that here, especially in the last month or two, are starting to now express themselves in the way that I pretty much told you they would back in May and June and ever since. You're starting to read it and hear it now because they're not stupid. They can see what we all see. Sell the team. Appreciate you spending time with us. I really, really do here at Locked On A's. It's your team every day, and it's just a pleasure to be here. If you're an everydayer, meaning you don't miss an episode, let us know that in the comments. Love to know about that. And, of course, take a minute if you can to give us the thumbs up so that we can spread the channel. And, of course, subscribe so you never miss an episode. How about that? We'll do it again tomorrow, I promise. Locked On A's, your team every day. I'm Wayne Coy. Until next time, you keep on swinging.
Welcome to Game 2 of the 1973 World Series. The National League champions, the New York Mets, versus the American League champions, the Oakland A's. We've had 5 gorgeous days of California October weather in the Oakland Coliseum.
Something I've learned through tragedy, loss, and even triumph is the road traveled to those inevitable destinations is paved with memories filled with love and joy and tears of all kinds. From the arrival in 68 to our triplets in 72, 73, and 74.
Oakland has won the World Series.
The unforgettable season in 89, the images. The emotion. There's been countless iconic moments that you have all shared together.
Ball game. The Oakland A's have shocked the Rangers and the baseball world, and they are the AL Western Division Championship unbelievable.
And that we have all been lucky enough to experience together at the ballpark.
Coco, it's a base hit to right field. Smith to third, up the ball, bobbled and right by Garcia, and the A's have won it.
And I wanted you folks to know just how much I love and appreciate you.
Swung on, fly ball, deep right field, they've done it again!
I am so terribly sorry, and please know that my heart is with yours.
Is this the beginning of the end for the A's in Oakland? The team announcing a departure last week, shocking not only the city, but all of the Bay Area.
What now looks all but certain the team will be leaving for Las Vegas.